Fucked up rain. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Did you cry? Yeah, I bet I would too, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh. Uh, where was she go to have it? Yeah. Okay. Probably. Yeah. Uh, I don't think. Okay, honey. Love you too, honey. Bye-bye. Susan said that they can actually see the baby
Mm-hmm.
and it was sucking its thumb.
I think they often do.
Yeah. Said you could see the legs and the arms.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Said she kept trying to put her thumb in her mouth, you know, and took, 3 or 4 tries and then she got her thumb in her mouth. Yeah, just unreal. I'd probably cry, if I seen that. Didn't seem like she's that far along.
Well, she's due in July, so she's 5 months. A couple of lazy animals here.
What's that?
I said we got a couple of very lazy animals here.
They're always lazy. Hey, you won't let me watch TV, Bandit. I should just keep you awake and up and hand you a sock and put it in your mouth and everything. Do you want me to see if Debbie can go for sure? Or? She's got to be, if she goes, I'm sure when she has to be back. This phone, when I went in down to the city building to get then where you have to pay your landlord fees. And hello? Hello? Morning. Where are you at? Yeah? Where are you located at? Where are you located at? Yeah, is it morning in India right now? Is it morning? Is it in the morning in India? And yes, it's what? You used when you answered the phone, or you said good morning. That's evening where we're at. That's why I'm wondering where you're at. No, but I don't need any medication. No, don't need no medications. Boy, where do you guys learn that language at? Boy, these guys are in good moods today. Boy, I really got a cuss job from a guy that that said that asked if you'd been at Camp Lejeune, I said, yeah, I have been, and I drank some of their water, first it was a girl, then she puts me onto this guy, and what did he say? I can't remember what he said. But he said he all of a sudden he goes FUUMFer and stuff, and I thought, he knew that I was yanking his chain. He went on for about 2 minutes. I'm laughing at him, I feel that's better if you get him mad. This guy here, now what only thing I was asking what if it was morning where he's at, then he gives me the F word. So we all must be into it today. There's a blue necklace for blue star. I know blue star, was this thing got my name on it too. Well, here's the truth about something. Did you start yet?
I'm just gonna start in a minute here.
But here, this we did. Well, the parent again. Now, how many parents?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, goodness, there you are. I was really getting worried. So we are starting.
Great.
I think we had about 60 people who signed up.
Oh, great.
Good evening to those of you who are just joining us. We will be starting in a couple minutes, so sit down and relax and expect a fantastic webinar this evening. Just going to wait one more minute. Okay, I think we'll get started. Good evening. My name is Anita Kayad. I am a SCORE mentor and happy to be with you this evening and happy that you are willing to spend an hour with us and learn some wonderful information about search engine optimization. But first, I'd like to give you a little bit of information about SCORE. Our mission is to foster vibrant small business communities. We do this through mentoring and education. We hope that you as a small business owner have the resources and support that you need to be successful. We're well aware that small business drives the economy. Almost well over 90% of businesses are small businesses. So they are absolutely responsible for job creation and wealth building. So SCORE is a network of volunteers. We in Cleveland have about 85 members who mentor clients. We are able to help you regardless what stage your business is. If you're just starting, if you're growing, or if you're deciding to close down and retire, we can help you with all of those things. We have people from all walks of life that we work with. About 10% of our clients are veterans, and about 54% are women. So we're thrilled about that. So we offer mentoring. We're doing it still remotely, though we're doing some in person. We also do webinars. Again, we're doing some seminars in person, but most of what we're doing is webinars. Also, a very great resource is our website. And so I'd encourage you to go to our website, look at all of the upcoming webinars. There are tons of recorded webinars, plus a lot of tools like templates. There are blogs, articles that will help you as you get started or grow your business. So we don't charge for our services, primarily because the Small Business Administration provides funding for us, as well as a number of businesses in the Cleveland community that are anxious to support small businesses. This is a snapshot of our website. You can go here and find a mentor. You can take a workshop, browse the library. Again, take advantage of all the information that's on there. And so now I'm going to stop sharing and allow Lindsay Sims to take over and tell you about search engine optimization. So take it away, Lindsay.
Hello, hello, everyone. It's great to see you all here on this, what is today, Monday? On this Monday evening. Look at you guys starting your weeks off fantastically. I love it. Okay, so I am going to talk a lot about search engine optimization and getting found and all that jazz. But as I always do for everyone who is not here for the first time, you guys will know I always ask you to, in the chat, share who you are, where you are, and what your business is. I am an avid chat user. So if you use that chat, it will give me all the information that I need in order to actually help us to make really good informed choices. And I'll use your businesses as examples. It's just what I do. So if you can do that for me, that would be great. Introduce yourselves to me. And I think you guys should all be able to chat so that everyone can see it. Use this as a networking opportunity. You would not believe how many people meet each other in these workshops. I am always surprised. Not really surprised because I kind of encourage it. So I want you guys to meet each other. I want you to know oh my goodness, you do specifically the thing that I love. And I want you to get to know each other. So go ahead and put that information in the chat. You might find a nonprofit that you want to support. You might find a realtor. Look at that first person in the chat. And make sure you put it to everyone so that everybody can read it. And if it's not to everyone, if you can't, just let us know and we'll try to change the settings for you so that everybody can actually read each other's information. Oh, good. Okay, go ahead. Put it to everyone so that everyone can see. So with that, I'm going to jump right in. Like I said, we're going to talk about reaching customers and growing online. Keep that chat going because I'm all about that life. We got TV from Cleveland, a videographer. Love it. I am TV, put your website in there if you got one. I want to know all about you. I'm always looking for a videographer for something. Okay. So anyway, I'm Lindsay. Hi, nice to meet you. I am the Ohio Grow with Google digital coach. I am the founder and CEO of Predictable Results Marketing. And I do a bunch of other things. I'm a professor at Baldwin Wallace and a bunch of other stuff. Hey, Heidi, it's great to see all of the people here who I know and recognize so we can get to know each other even better through this information that we have going on here. I actually I haven't had one of these for a while. I do have an entire little workbook for you. I'm going to pop that into the chat. I'll need you to share it for me, Anita, because for some reason the link in the chat doesn't work for me. I can only share it to Anita. So Anita, if you could post that into the chat, that would be great for everybody. Yes, keep them coming. You're a resin artist. We have a resin artist in the chat. I love it. I am totally in the middle of mentally redesigning my house. If you ask my fiance, he's like, I wish you would mentally stop spending money. First of all, the only reason why he's saying that is because we're getting married in a couple of weeks and that's expensive. And he's right. I need to stop spending money, even if it's in my head, because weddings are expensive. Okay, so how do people find the answers to things? All the things. If you were going to find someone who's a resin artist in Northeast Ohio, what are you going to do? You're going to go on over to Google and you're going to type in resin artist in Northeast Ohio, and you're likely going to spell the word resin wrong or Northeast, one of the two, because we are all ridiculously bad at spelling. It's one of the things that I've learned recently with Grammarly. I'm like, wow, I didn't think I was bad at spelling, but apparently I am. So this is lovely and amazing because despite the fact that we're bad at spelling and we don't know what resin is, Google still manages to give us the answer. And everyone out there who is looking for you, like I said, resin being a perfect example, they might not know how to spell it. They might even not know what it is. I'm betting there are people out there who don't know what resin is. And so they're looking for you, but they really don't even know what you do, what the name of the thing is. And they're just typing words into Google. And for everyone, as a massive point of information, so many of you don't know this, but this information is even outdated. It's from 2021. It says there's an 80% growth in local business searches. That's not true anymore. It's 100% year-over-year growth right now. As of 2022, when they last did this research, it was 100% year-over-year growth for searches near me. Now, everyone who's like, What? That doesn't even mean anything. Search is near me. What that means is that if someone is in Sandusky and they're looking for a pediatrician, even if they're looking for just a pediatrician, not just pediatric dentist, they're looking for a pediatrician and they type in pediatrician, Google is first of all automatically going to know that they don't mean that they want a pediatrician in Chicago. They Google knows that, right? And so what most people do though, is that they don't just type in pediatrician, they might type in pediatrician in, and then they're going to name the county that Sandusky is in. Oh, what is the county that Sandusky is in? I can never remember. I know it's not Lorain County anymore. I've gotten that one wrong before. But they're going to type in Erie. Thank you, man. So they're going to type in Erie. They're going to say pediatrician in Erie County. Or they're going to say pediatric dentist. Or they're going to say dentist for my kid, which is what they're really going to type in. They're not going to type in pediatric because nobody knows how to spell that word. Back to my perfect example. And so right now, that growth is happening 100%, meaning the number of people who are typing in near me or local is doubling. More than doubling, actually, every year. Every time someone types it in, another person is typing it in, another person is typing it in for all searches. So it's doubling across all search. It is amazing. And then for all of us who are not quote unquote near me businesses, the ones who we think, oh, well, you know, I don't need someone to be near me. I sell candles and skin products. I can sell that anywhere. Well, even when you can sell your product anywhere, the internet right now, or if you have a brick and mortar store potentially, people are doing some interesting behaviors even with that brick and mortar experience. They're out here and they're saying, you know what? I don't want to go to the store to see if the store has this thing. Instead, they're actually looking for the store to tell them using the internet if that thing is available. And as someone who, as I've already mentioned, is currently shopping way too much for lots of things, I can tell you, even if I'm going to go pick something up in person for the wedding, I look on the internet first because I am not about to waste my time, energy, and effort out here roaming around from store to store when the internet can just tell me whether or not there are green like sequin mother-in-law dresses at the mother of the bride dresses at a place, right? Like the internet can tell me that. I do not need like to go to that store and find out. And so because people are looking this way, this is why we're doing this workshop today. So if you heard an example and you're like, but Lindsay, that doesn't apply to me. Don't worry, I got you, because people are doing all sorts of interesting things with search right now. And I want to make sure that all of us are getting found when people are doing these searches. Sorry about this. I always mean to skip the video. I don't know why. I never skip that slide. So I'm going to go through how Google actually works, like how does search work? We're going to look at some of your businesses. So those of you who were smart, like Lula Bell, you put your business, your web address in the chat. I love that. If you haven't yet, put your web address in the chat because I want to know who you are and what your web address is as well. So drop that information in the chat for everyone too. And let me get that link to you guys a different way, because I know someone who can actually put it in the chat because they're here. So I'm going to have that link dropped into the chat. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Pinwheel Gallery. Put them all in the chat. I want to know all the information. We're going to get that that link to the workbook in there for you too. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. I'm not really going to talk about ads. I know it says on here ads. I'm going to talk about the things that you guys can do for free, because there are so many things that we can do for free right now. And a lot of us just need to start working on that. Like we did do the free stuff first. So first of all, everything starts with search. Very first thing. It all starts with search. Whatever it is we do, everyone who is going to buy our thing at some point is going to start with some sort of search. When they do search, it's going to end up on some sort of search results page, right? Whether they're searching for, let me do a search for resin artist near me. So before I even finish the search, I have Crystal Capel Art in Seville. Now, I am not going to type that in. I'm just going to click on the link because I wasn't specifically looking for Crystal. I'm not looking for anyone in particular. I was just looking to see what comes up when I type in resin art near me. Now, one of the things that you guys can see here, and this is I absolutely love Google for this. When we say that the search engine results page looks like this, I know that you guys know that the search engine results page looks different based on what you're searching for. So if you're searching for an artist near me, you're likely going to get a bunch of galleries. You're going to get information about what people also ask for. You're going to get Etsy, which has an amazing search engine. So who was that resin artist? I'm going to look it up and see. We've got... There we go. We got Candace. So if we have Candace, who's the resin artist, hopefully Candace is also on Etsy, maybe with some of her art, because it's amazing how Etsy is its own search engine, right? We all love a good search engine, and Etsy is definitely its own search engine. So if we're looking at resin artists, if we're looking at near me, the first thing that's going to come up in almost every near me search is the map. And this map is going to be centralized around where you are physically located. So for me, I am located very close to Cuyahoga Valley National Park, which is the reason why you can see that as the middle of the screen. It's like right smack in the middle because I'm right next to it. But if I was in Sandusky, you would see a whole lot of water and the rest of Erie County and a lot of Lorraine County because I would be in Sandusky. So it is going to give you very specific results that are for you. Now, if I was to search, let me see, what else do you guys do? I'm going to do virtual staffing agency. So I'm not going to make that other search go away. Virtual, dear goodness, staffing agency. And I'm going to type in near me again. And as you can see, there's no specific company that comes up, but this looks a lot more like what the standard search engine results page looks like. We got a couple of ads here at the top. Actually, we have what, 4 ads. Right now, this is unheard of. Google isn't really doing this 4 ad thing anymore. They've really kind of stopped doing that. They do a lot of other stuff nowadays, but we got the virtual staffing option that comes up. I don't know if Ramona's business is in here. I don't know. We have a lot of virtual staffing agencies out there competing with Ramona, and Ramona does not come up on the map. And so what I want us to be thinking about is when we are having someone searching the thing that we do, and a lot of you did a really good job of actually typing in what you do. This is great. When you type in what you do, not the name of your business, what comes up? That's what we want to be thinking about. That's how I want you to reframe your searches from now on. Instead of thinking, I'm going to type in the name of my business, like Riley's Angels, they're going to type Riley's Angels in. Instead, I'm going to type in certified therapy dog near me. That's what I'm going to type in. And I want to see if Google actually puts me in the top, because if I'm offering certified therapy dog training, even if I'm offering that, then is Google actually putting people in front of, or putting people in front of me, putting people in front of my business? Now, what's happening in the background? Because you guys saw, even with resin artists near me and virtual staffing agency, I didn't even spell virtual right, and I was still getting virtual staffing agencies. That's how good Google is at knowing what you want. So I'm typing those words in, and what's happening in the background? Essentially, Google makes a copy of the entire internet. And they're making it in order to sort it. So they're taking this information, they're scanning it, they're sorting it, and they're putting results in a specific order. Now, what's really great is that they put the results in the order that is most useful for you, which is the reason why my resin artist near me results page is going to look different from Melvina. So if Melvina was the one to type that in, it would be a completely different answer because she lives in a different place. She does different stuff for a living. She is in a different phase in her life than I am. I don't know. Maybe Melvina's planning a wedding, but either way, she's going to get different things than what I would get. And so what you want to think about is, okay, if I'm going to be competing in the back end of the internet with all these different people, I want to make sure that Google knows to put me in front of the right people at the right time. That's the key. It has to know what you do in order to put you in the right position at the right time. And that means different things based on the type of business you do. So we got our 2 examples here. resin artist, and we have virtual staffing. There's a bunch of different things in between those two types of businesses, but it's actually really great because the resin artist is producing a product and virtual staffing is producing a service. So we have ourselves a product business and we have a service business as two really good examples of what the results page looks like based on kind of what it is you do. Now, again, it's going to serve the most relevant results for the person who is searching. So if you guys searched right now, if you took a picture, if every single one of us searched janitorial services near me, almost every one of us would get different results. It is really quite genius. But that means that we, as the people who want to get found, need to do a very specific job in order to make sure we are getting found. And that is called search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is the idea that you are going to do what is necessary for you to get found in search so that everyone who is looking for you, who Google thinks is the right person for you and that you are the right person for them, that it's a good match. Oh my goodness, I've never thought about this analogy before, but it's like Google is what Match.com used to be. A matching service, essentially. It's like, here's a person who has a request and here's a person who has an answer, and I'm trying to match them up. And what they're doing is they're every second, they're trying to figure out whether or not you're the right match for someone. And the only way they can do that is with really good information. So you need to have your website be very visible. You need to be active in your own website. Like your website needs to be actively available and showing activity. And when you do that, it's going to increase the likelihood that you get sales. All of these things work together. If you are on a computer and you can take a picture of this slide right here. If you're on phone, do a screen grab real quick, because this is the absolute key. This is the full out answer to how to make sure no matter what it is you sell, you get found. First things first is you're going to put great content on your website. That content needs to be relevant. It needs to be original. It needs to be useful, and it needs to be accurate. Just those four things: relevant, original, useful, accurate. What that means is that whatever content you're putting on your website, it should not be copied and pasted from somewhere else in the internet, even if that somewhere else in the internet has already provided an extremely good description of what resin art is. You do not want to then take that someone else wrote and copy it and put it into your website, because then the internet cannot tell the difference between you and the people you copied that information from. So you need to be able to make sure that your information is accurate and original. It also needs to be accurate for your audience. This is one of my favorite things about publishing content on your website. It needs to be accurate for your audience, not just for anybody, but for the people who usually buy things from you. Now, your page titles and descriptions also need to be very accurate and on target for what it is that you do and how you do it. And then it needs to be organized in a way that makes complete sense for the internet. So I mentioned earlier that Google takes a copy. Like you might have been thinking like they take a picture kind of copy. No. They only read words. The internet only reads words. And because the internet only reads words, the words that are on your website are very, very important. And if the words are organized in a way that don't make sense, then it's going to make it very difficult for it to serve your website to people in a way that is going to be useful to them. So it kind of goes this order. You got to publish great content, make sure your titles and descriptions are great, and then make sure it's organized. Often we kind of go in the opposite direction. We're like, I'm going to organize everything first, then make all my titles and descriptions, and then publish great content. You likely, as a bunch of you do, already have a website. Like a lot of you put your websites in the chat, which means that you already have a website. Now that you already have one, let's talk about making sure that it is actually a really, really good website. So you might be thinking, but Lindsay, I don't know what people are searching for. In the chat, I want you to type in the chat. Some of you, it's obvious. Some of you, it's less so. I want you to type what you think people are actually searching for. when they are searching for your business. So tell me what keyword phrase, not your website, not the name of your business, but your keyword phrase that you think people are searching for when they're searching for your business. So go ahead in the retention knobs. I don't even know what that means, Sherry. I am concerned. Okay, remote worker. I love that. Dog training near me. That's a good one. Salon near me. Art gallery in Cleveland. Commercial cleaning. Tutoring, homework help. Oh, goodness. Wetlands delineation and permitting, that is possible. Nameplate replacement, grow my business, pain management, keep them coming. So even if you typed in some one thing, go ahead and keep typing other stuff in. I want to know what else you think people are typing in. So if you typed in nameplate replacement, what else is someone typing in? And I'm going to tell you, people are dumber than you think they are. So you might be like, well, clearly everyone in my business knows what wetland delineation means. Do they though, Cindy? I know what wetland delineation is. I've actually worked with businesses that do all sorts of water management, but that does not mean that the people who need it know what it is. And so like, what are people typing in? Because people are dumb. So what are they actually typing in? Now, the reason why I want you to give me these like interesting terms is because Google Trends actually can help you figure out more or less what people are looking for, kind of based on this idea of what you guys like, what your main idea of what they're looking for. Then we can kind of narrow it down or make it broader. So let's go to trends.google.com. So trends.google.com is Google Trends. And in Google Trends, you can type in just about anything that you want to know about what's trending right now. So you can hit explore, you can go into trending, you can type in a term. If you go into trending right now, it's going to give you the like core terms that are trending right now. So if you're in the business of jumping the shark or being trending on like the content that you're creating, you can actually look inside of Google Trends, what is trending right now, and see what's trending in the United States, Australia, Brazil, Canada, and just to see like what's going on in the world, not for news sake, but in order for you to kind of deliver some great content potentially. So now let me type in what Ramona just put in, flex jobs. I love it. So flex jobs. Now we are going to type the term flex jobs in, and we're going to get a little map of what the activity of this term has been over time. Now, the way we use Google Trends is maybe a little bit different from how you might think. So you might be looking at this and going, wow, flex jobs is a really popular term. Actually, this is more measuring this term against itself over time. So if we were going to type in, we got flex terms, and then what else did you type in, Ramona? Because I thought you typed in another one, remote work. So I'm going to compare that to remote work and just the search term. And the red line, look at that. Now, this is what Google Trends is good for. So we got flex jobs and we got remote work. Now, if we are Ramona and we're thinking about how to design our website specifically for search, for people who are looking for flex jobs or remote work, you might be tempted to maybe use both terms or to use flex jobs because maybe you feel like the term remote work is overused, or maybe you feel like the term remote work isn't accurate for what people actually are doing. And you're like, well, if that isn't accurate, I'm going to use the term flex jobs. Well, the problem with using the term flex jobs is that what you see here is that the term flex jobs is significantly less powerful than the term remote work. So when you see this little graph here, this is by comparison. The national average for using the term remote work is significantly higher than the average for using the term flex job. If we look at the map, it's crazy. The term remote work is so rarely used. Percentage calculated out of just those two terms. It's not really looking at anything else. And it's so disproportionate, it's crazy. So you might, again, be tempted to say, I think that flex work is a great term and I'm going to use it everywhere. But if that term is not a term that people are using in a very effective manner, then it doesn't make any sense to use the term, right? Now, we have a bunch of ways to look at this. So again, we look at it by comparison. Remote work wins every time, works regionally, everything. But there are some circumstances around which you might want to use the term. So we got flex trades job. Now, I think that this is not actually related at all to flex work. I think this is about a specific company. Now, Chase Freedom Flex, another good example. But what you might see here, so we might get up here and maybe these two lines are actually really close, or maybe they're even overlapping. And you're like, wow, both of these terms are being used really simultaneously and they're both high. But if you come down here to related queries and you start looking at these terms and the actual usage of this term is not what you intended, then you know that you should not use the term flex jobs at all. Matter of fact, you really need to use the term remote work. And then when it comes to what you should be talking about, this is what tells you what you should be talking about. Is remote work a resume builder? There we go. So now if I am, who was the person? If I'm Ramona and I'm trying to figure out what to put on my website, I might be saying, how can I leverage the fact that these key terms right here are significantly more powerful right now? And a lot of people are searching them right now. That doesn't mean that you might not have any way to use Portugal remote work visa. That might not mean anything to your business whatsoever. But resume builder, what is hybrid? That might have something to do with your business. And if you keep going, remote airline jobs, no phone work from home, these are 200% increase in this search. No phone work from home. That is a search that people are doing at 200% increase in that right now. And with any of these, you can actually click on them and get your own search for that key phrase as well. So we can look and see, oh, what is this keyword looking like? How is that one being used? There are some places where it is significantly higher. In Georgia right now, that's a huge keyword phrase. So why am I showing you all of this? I want every single one of you to go to Google Trends, trends.google.com. Let me type it. Oh, I can't type it in the chat. It's a big flaw in Zoom. But I want you to go to trends.google.com, just trends.google.com, and I want you to type in the words that you put into the chat, because some of you typed in words that don't actually work for your business because the search volume is very low. It's not really something that a lot of people are searching for. If it's not coming up in Google Trends, you want to see what else is coming up. What are other terms that people are using? Don't get stuck just because, the term flex jobs is not the one. That's just one of several options. So what are the other options? And if I look at, the environmental control, the wetland delineation or permitting, yes, environmental consulting. What are people actually looking for? There are other terms that they're looking for, and I want you to be thinking about what those terms are, right? Yes, Heidi. So if you look at grow my business and that's low, then what does that tell you? Maybe that's not the term. Maybe the way that people are thinking about business is a little bit different from what you're thinking about. So maybe instead of grow my business, they're looking at something like increase profit. And so you might look at increased profit, and I'm going to go immediately down here to look at what the other terms are. And I'm looking at these other terms and they're not coming up. What's the best definition of gross margin? These are book terms. Okay, that's not a good term. So when I look at it, I'm just going to go, what are those related searches? Those related searches are not good searches. That means that I need to come up with different phrases, different terms that people are looking for. Now, these key terms that we're looking up, yes, you should be putting them on your websites. The ones that work. So we figured out that remote work for Ramona works great. Absolutely fantastic. But once she finds maybe 2, 3, 4 different terms, better yet, once she looks up remote work and sees that that one works really well, now she might actually just want to go to Google and type in remote work. y'all, if I could spell it all. So I'm going to type in remote work, and we're going to get all sorts. I'm going to show you this tool in a minute. We're going to get all sorts of stuff here, like people, businesses, Flex Jobs, which is a brand. We work remotely, all of these different things. But we're also going to get in-demand jobs. What is remote work? The thing I want us to do is scroll all the way down to the more searches. So now that we have more searches, we're going to start looking at these key phrases too, right? So we're not just going to look at the keyword phrase once inside of Google Trends. We're going to go out to Google and actually have it tell us what are the other phrases that people are typing in. And you can keep scrolling and it'll give you more results and more results. I want you to look at what those results are. Now, again, this term is a very popular term. So remote work from home, work from home jobs, remote work jobs hiring, remote work companies. These are also the things that you want to be looking at. So if you're Ramona, you're going to start looking at all of these phrases, not just one or the other, because the reality is your website is going to need a bunch of these phrases, maybe not every single one of them, but a bunch of them to get you started. And I'm going to talk about how that works. So we just explored Google Trends. You can change the date range. You can see maybe for what was it, increased profit. Even though this is a horrible term for Heidi, we're not going to use it. That's not the right one. What we do see with this term that I want you to pay attention to is that this term has spikes and valleys, meaning that there are times when this term is high, and there are other times where this term is very low, even lower. We're down here at 11. That is like almost nobody is searching. And looks like no one's searching between December 25th and January 1. No one cares about this term. And it doesn't spike again for another 2 months almost. And so if this was a good term for us, we would know that it is a bad term to use in the Christmas holiday area, because for some reason, people don't care about that right now. And so it means that we are going to be thinking a little bit more strategically about when we use our terms. Some of us, our terms are going to be pretty flat, meaning they're spiking about normal within 10 points of each other at any point during the year. And others, you're going to find terms that just spike wildly. I'm going to type in one that I know spikes wildly because I've searched it several times. Flat, 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 huge spike in January. So we have, it starts increasing right at Christmas time and then increases all the way up to January, and it stays pretty high through March, and then it starts to dip again after March. Now, bone broth, the reason why that might happen is because bone broth is routinely used by people who are dieting. It is actually a part of the fasting culture for people who are doing intermittent fasting, things like that. A lot of them use bone broth as a way to extend their fast because it does not break your insulin. It doesn't spike your insulin. So you can actually drink bone broth while you're on a fast, and it gives you that feeling like you're eating without you having to break your fast. Well, that means that this term would be really great to use if you were writing articles about it in, let's say, anywhere from December, maybe even December 1, right after Thanksgiving, it starts going up. So right about Thanksgiving all the way through February. And then it dips back down again. So you just want to look at your terms and see when they're trending, because Google Trends isn't just about one thing or another. It's about the entire scope, right? So let me go back one, because the resource that's on here is actually going away. It actually maybe has officially gone away. There's another resource. If you go to this one, it redirects you. So we'll go to it in a second so that you can get redirected, or we can redirect you to the right one. Designing your website for speed. You wouldn't believe how many people's websites, when you go to them, they take forever to load. This is a big, big problem. Having your website loading very slow is a very big problem. And it is a big problem because people have very short attention spans. If you don't capture us within the first 5 seconds of an interaction, you've lost us forever. That's it. We're gone. And so you want to make sure that your website loads fast, that it loads on all browsers, and that you're essentially findable when Google wants to serve you up, that they're going to be serving up a good website. If they can't guarantee they're going to be serving up a good website, it makes it significantly less likely that they're going to serve you up. Now, test my site. I'm going to go ahead and type it in because I know it has gone away. g.co/test my site. Let's see if it gives us a good redirect. There we go. Optimize. So now you have, if you go in ahead and type in what I typed in, you have these multiple ways to optimize your site. So you have page speed and you have the mobile viewing experience. So if we go to page speed, you can actually type your website. I'm going to put this in the chat as well. I'm going to let my secret weapon drop that into the chat for you guys. When you put your website into this URL, it is actually going to test the speed of your website. So since a few of you actually dropped your websites in here, I am just going to grab one and see if I can copy it. There we go. And paste it in. This is completely arbitrary. So this is Karen Martin. And when we go to test the website, it is going to diagnose the performance. It's going to diagnose your mobile performance and your desktop performance. It's going to give you a report based on right now. That's it. It's not doing anything. It's not an old search or a new search. Look at that, Karen. I'm so proud of you. I hope that you appreciate that I was willing to run the risk. No, I'm just kidding. Karen's putting us a good website up here for us. The wellnessc.com is getting, she was scared. I was scared for you. I was scared just for a minute. Her mobile website, it's got a 94% performance score. That is great. It's not 100% on accessibility. So Karen, I think that means you need to come to my accessibility workshop. I do have a workshop all about accessibility. So I want you to come to that accessibility workshop. Best practices, 100%. I love it. The first pieces of content loaded in 1.1 seconds. That is amazing. Your SEO does need work, which is, of course, why you are here, right? And so thank you, Eric, for dropping that into the chat. This is one of those sites that you can use to actually increase your mobile performance, increase your business performance. And the other one, just going to drop it in for you as well. This site is all about like how to optimize. It's more informational than the other one. This Page Insights, this is the one that's going to tell you all about it gives you like a tree map. Look at that. It's telling you all about your website. It's telling you where you have issues. It's giving you what your attribution scores mean. So, and this is just on mobile. So if we switch over to desktop, we're going to have a different score. So we've got the performance score is at 100. We have accessibility at 84, best practices at 100, and SEO at 73. So it's a little bit different, not a huge difference, but it gives you both. So if you want to go to that pagespeed.dev, that is a really good website for you to test your website and actually see how well it is performing. Another one that is amazing for being able to test your performance, but not just test your performance, is to test what people are finding you for, is Google Search Console. And you can get to Google Search Console by typing in g.co/search console. And it will take you to search.google.com. Now, the Search Console, one of my favorite things that it does is that it gives you your overall performance. It tells you how well your website is performing, but it tells you more than that. It tells you what people are searching for when they find you. So it gives you an idea of what your highest impressions are for. So people are looking for menu development. People are looking for summer produce, which means that they're in the wrong place. They're looking for cycle menus. They're looking for nutritional consultants. These are all the things that people are searching for. And if you're getting 0 clicks, so right here it's saying we're getting a few clicks or we're not getting a ton of clicks, that means that we need to optimize our website for these words. Now, how do you get this on your website? Because this is showing up because the Google Search Console is on the website for that business that I'm working with. It's a client of mine. And so because the code is on the website, it automatically shows up. How do you get it on the website? It's actually really simple. It's a couple of steps. If you go to that g.co/search console that I just directed you to, I'm going to put this one in the chat too. It's just search.google.com. So if you go to search.google.com and you put that information in the chat, you are actually going to get the little website where you can log in. And if you already have Google Analytics on your website, whether it's the old analytics or the new analytics, you can use analytics to get Google Search Console on your website. So if you already have analytics, you can just automatically start getting Google Search Console information today. And it's so easy to use. One of my favorite tools because it's so easy, okay? So I know some of you are already doing it because I can like read your minds. You're already going to Google and you're already typing in phrases. And you're wondering if your business is showing up. What is showing up? What websites are showing up? So if you have not already, I want you to put the terms in the chat that you actually put in for yourself, like remote work or dog training near me. Are you showing up when those phrases are being searched? When you're doing that and you are not showing up, that means that you have room for improvement on your website for those search terms, okay? That's what that means. Now, one of the lowest hanging fruits, the absolute lowest, is making your Google business profile updated and accurate. And not one of you in the chat who told me what your business was, not one single person is ineligible for a Google business profile. Every single one of you can have one. And so because you all have websites that can have a Google business profile, you need to have a Google business profile. The business profile shows up on the side of the search engine results page, or it shows up on the map. So this here is when I hover and you see that Brush Tips Art Studio showing up there, that's their Google business profile. The reason why Lee's Creation Place, which is a really weird name for a business, that is showing up first because of their Google business profile. This information is huge. If you have a very good, complete Google business profile, you will show up in search. If you do not, you will not show up in search. So how do you get your Google business profile? The very best answer is to simply Google your business. It used to be called Google My Business. For those of you who are in the know, it used to be called Google My Business. So I'm actually going to Google some of your businesses and see what comes up. See if I can I'm going to type in the one that I absolutely know. I know what it's saying. And that is Lou Bell Botanicals. Okay, so I got Lou Bell Botanicals, and I just typed it in. Lou Bella. Fortunately, Google corrected me. Lou Bella Botanicals. When I type in Lou Bella Botanicals, I get Kim's business. This is massive. Now, Kim, girl, you got my heart because you have done something that very few people do very well, which is you have a Pinterest profile right here named after your business. I don't know if it's a business profile. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it has your name, the Robinson. Okay, I'm like Kim Robinson. That's it. That's where it's K Robin. So Kim Robinson. Kim, you might want to change your name, your username to your business username. So it should be like @Lulabella. That's my one suggestion. But good, go you having a Pinterest profile. I'm going to talk about that in a second because having a Pinterest profile is huge. But what happens? Her Google business profile shows up right now. Now, why did I tell you Google your business? So for Kim, she actually has a Google business profile. It's got stuff in it. It's not the best. It's good. It's good. It's a good start, Kim. But the reason why is because most of us actually are going to have this panel come up. And if you have this panel come up and you don't own that panel, there will be a little thing right about here that says, is this your business? Claim it. And that's how you get the process started. So Lulabella, or I always call it Lulabella, I don't know why, Lubella Botanicals is actually claimed. That's the reason why I don't even get the option to claim it, because it is claimed by Kim. Kim owns it, manages it, and has claimed this business profile. But some of you have not claimed your business profile, which means that you need to go in and type in your business profile, claim it, and then get that process started. Once you have claimed it, this is what it looks like. So I have to type in the name of my business. Y'all, I have a difficult business name, predictable. It's only difficult because I'm dyslexic. So there's that. Once you have claimed it, it looks like this. So you will have the ability to edit your profile, get reviews, do messages, add things to your website, add things to your profile. This is what you want your profile to look like. You want your own pictures in here. You want ratings and reviews. You want your location that you serve. You want hours. You want a phone number. You want an email address. You want some sort of product. You want all of that to be happening in your Google business profile. Now with Kim, she was part of the way there. And you can even see with all the stuff I have in mind, it's still telling me my profile strength is not high. That's because I can do even more work than I'm doing. So with your profile, the most important thing for you to make sure that you're doing is getting your business information accurate. So for the resin artist and the virtual staffing company, the ones who did not come up on the map, the very first order of business for each of you and anyone else who Googles your business topic and you don't come up, very first thing you need to do is edit your business info. So I'm going to go over here and show you exactly where that is. So you're going to go to edit profile, and you're going to edit the description of your business to include the keywords that you said you wanted to get found for. And so if your keywords, resin artist, virtual staffing agency, work remote, all those things are not in your description, you're not winning. You're not winning that search. And so you want to make sure that you're putting that information in your description, okay? You have the ability to add in photos and bookings and all sorts of stuff, posts, reviews, messages. But before you do any of that, you need to make sure the information that is in that little info section right here, that information is accurate, up to date, and like real. Because if that information is not accurate, up to date, and real, you will not get found. That's the part that we can all control today. Now, it says here that your postcard should arrive between 5 and 14 business days. I will tell you, they arrive when they arrive. And if you have waited 2, 3, 4 weeks and you haven't gotten your postcard yet, go back in, have them send you another one. Do this until you get a postcard so that you can actually verify your account and move forward. And for those of you who work from home, like I do, your temptation might be to put your address in here. You do not need to put your physical home address inside of your Google business profile. You can indeed add a service area. So when you are inside of your profile, or when you're creating your profile, it has locations. And instead of having a business location that is an address, you will say no location, period, and you will put in service area. So I have Cleveland, Lorain County, and Cuyahoga County. I could add in Erie County or any other thing. Like, I mean, all that stuff, add it in, but you're just going to put in whatever the service area that you serve. No, don't put in all of the United States of America. I forbid it. Okay. I'm going to remove permission. I don't want you guys putting in all of America. Okay. Don't do that. Just put in the service area. So if it happens to be the entire state of Ohio, put Ohio. Most of us, though, it's not true. Most of us are serving a very specific group of people, and we just need to put those people in there. And if you want, as you saw there, I have a list. I have Lorain County, Cuyahoga County. I worked for a business once that had several locations in Michigan, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton and Columbus. And so instead of like saying the entire state of Ohio and the entire state of Michigan, because that actually confuses Google, instead, I was very specific and I was like Hamilton County, Cuyahoga County, whatever the county is that Cincinnati is in. I know it, but I can't think of it right now. I like put those specific counties into their Google business profile, and that gave them a much better chance of getting found. Okay, get found. Now, let me tell you real quick before we move on why I thought it was such a great thing that Kim had her Pinterest profile filled out. For every single one of us as business owners, when you quote unquote own multiple social media platforms, when you have your name associated, your brand associated with these social media platforms, when someone Googles your brand, Lou Bella, there we go. Trying not to say Lula. Lou Bella, if someone Googles your brand and you have Lou Bella in multiple platforms, then Lou Bella comes up. It just offers, look at all of this legitimacy that Lou Bella has because they have their name in all of those places. So having your name on your Facebook page, having your name in images on your website. So these are coming directly from Lou Bella's website. It's like Kim has been to multiple of my workshops, having your name on your LinkedIn profile, having your name on your Pinterest account, having your name on your Nextdoor app, having your name all the places where you actually want people to find you and having it be spelled exactly the same everywhere. Hers is Lou Bella Botanicals everywhere, botanicals with an S everywhere. She is doing this exactly right. This whole workshop is about search engine optimization. That is the best search engine optimization you can do for yourself today. You can build out your Google business profile, absolutely. But more than anything, make sure that you're using the same name for your business across every platform you're on so that there's zero confusion about who you are, so that when someone is looking for you in multiple places, they find exactly you every single time, zero questions asked. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it does. I hope. I want y'all to tell me yes in the chat if it makes sense to you. So advertising is another way to get found. Clearly, okay, Leslie, good. Y'all get me. Okay, y'all hear me. Because sometimes y'all don't be hearing me when I say stuff like that. You're like, you want to fight. You're like, but what if people call me Kimmy? I don't care, Kimmy. If your name is Kim professionally, then you need to use the word Kim. Okay. So if you are going to do ads, I told you I'm going to blow through ads. The main thing you want to do with your ads is make sure that you have a goal. I really am not a fan of everyone using advertising until you actually know what it is you're trying to accomplish. There are too many times where we're wasting money on ads because we don't have a goal. We don't know what the ad context is going to be. We don't know what the text is going to be. We don't know who our audience is. I would prefer you get all of your other organic, non-paid ducks in a row before you bother doing advertising, because advertising does not cost, it costs more than $0. I'll put it that way. It does not have to be expensive, but it costs more than $0. And you putting in some sweat equity and making sure that you're doing what Lou Bella Kim is doing, then that is what I want you to do first before you do anything else. Get this together. Get all of your platforms lined up. Get your description in there. So right now, Lou Bella, Kim, you're doing great, but you need to do a little bit of work. Your description, what your business offers. If you look at the difference between Kim's Google business profile and my Google business profile, mine is complete and Kim's isn't. And so Kim needs to go in here and work on her Google business profile before she starts trying to advertise anything. Okay. So that's why I say I don't even really want you to worry about ads. I'm going to blow through all this because yes, they can amplify, but ads only amplify what you're already doing well. Okay. So all that said, I want you guys to tell me what you're going to do. Now, I've gone through 80 million things. I want you in the chat to tell me what is your next action? What is the thing that you are going to do today, tomorrow, when you get done watching this workshop? What did you learn that you want to start working on today? Put it in the chat. And I will tell you this, for all of you who are in Ohio right now, Google is looking for feedback right now about what you guys are working on, what small businesses are going to be changing. What are you doing for your businesses? How are you going to go ahead? What does that look like, right? So put it in the chat, because guess who I report to? So put all that stuff in there. I want to know, update your Google business profile, work on your profile. Yes, Kim. I'm just outing y'all in these streets. I want to make sure that we're doing the things. I hope you guys learned a lot today and that you feel empowered. Yes, Kiana, this is good. Test your speed. Go to that site. Everybody should be going to that site and like testing out their speed, because you just like, it just happens that we tested someone's website that was like perfect the first time, but that doesn't have to be the case. I know a lot of us are not going to be perfect the first time. And so you want to be like, you know, updating your stuff and getting your ducks in a row as much as possible. Okay. You guys are doing great. I love it. I love seeing what you're going to be working on. I have one thing that I will ask you to do. There we go. Let me see if I have the link. I might not, because I'm never as prepared as I want to be. No, I don't have the link. I was going to say, if you can go ahead and let Google know how great this workshop was. I'll tell them on your behalf. If you have anything you want me to say, put it in the chat. Tell me and I will report for you. But other than that, that's it. I'm really just grateful for your time. You guys are a really great audience. You were very helpful. Someone did ask if there was a recording. Yes, there's a recording right now on YouTube, on the SCORE YouTube channel. So if you go over to if you just Google Cleveland SCORE YouTube, you'll actually get the SCORE YouTube channel. That's how I found it.
Okay. We also will be sending out a link to all of you probably tomorrow. I would also mention that you will get a survey. And we'd love to have your feedback, which we will pass on to Lindsay. So please take a look at it and give us some good feedback. Tell us what else you would like to have for webinars, and we will arrange that. So as you said, Lindsay, there was a lot of information, and fortunately, if you can go through the recording as many times as you want to make sure you get all the information. So do take advantage of that. There are also other Lindsay webinars on our YouTube channel, because we live stream to the YouTube channel. So if you go there, you can find other wonderful webinars, and we will be sending out announcements for the future, because we already have some other webinars scheduled. So, and congratulations, Lindsay. You're getting married. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So, I guess it is. So I hope it will be wonderful. So everyone, thank you very much for spending your hour with us. And Lindsay, I am always very grateful to have you. You do such a wonderful job for us, and we really appreciate it. So we'll see you all again soon.